Hello, hello. So, at the beginning of this stream, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the title, but I am playing TFT at the same time because, obviously, if you've watched any of my other streams, I really like TFT. And I'm grinding the set revival. So, yeah, as the title says, I tried a new morning routine. I just like many other people, struggle with procrastination, and it kind of comes off as like laziness, it comes off as incompetence, but truly the body and the mind is just mainly worried about stress and pain and easily falls into traps to avoid that type of stimulus. So most people, when they're doing things in their daily lives or not doing things in their daily lives, it's mainly just to avoid that negative feeling, that negative state of mind. And I have fallen into that trap in many different aspects of my life. So I decided to look into some productivity things last night, and I found this app called Imprint that I can learn a lot of things from, not just productivity, but other types of things I'm interested in learning more about, like philosophy, psychology, etc. And so I've listened to Andrew Huberman's podcasts before, but essentially getting sunlight first thing in the morning, getting some sun in your eyes kind of thing for about 5 to 10 minutes immediately after you wake up or as soon as you can seems to really help with the circadian rhythm and boosting your energy for the day, boosting your mood. Among making sure you delay your caffeine intake. Ooh, that's 2 Yasuos. Looks like it's a Yasuo game. And so, and cold showers and some stuff like that is pretty common. Surely people are familiar with the idea that, like, oh, if you take a cold shower, it's like rejuvenating or whatever. It mainly just shocks your system into gear, if anything. It's more of a let's see, what do we buy here? Probably nothing. We could go for this just for now. Seems pretty strong. Okay, as I was saying, so this morning I woke up and got my clothes on like I have right now, and perfect Yasuo game, exactly. But then I walked outside and sat and kind of read some of the Imprint articles and just made sure that I was sitting in the sun. And I also kind of just meditated and looked at the mountains and just watched the wind blow the leaves on the trees and stuff and kind of just wake up. Yo, what's up? I'm just talking about the title. If you want to have more context, you can rewind the stream. Each round, gain 2 free rerolls if you did not buy a champion. Exiles, unified resistance, stationary support. I like the idea of this. Because then if it's like, oh, you didn't get anything, you can have some stuff. It's not blue buff, right? Well, I guess it could be. Archangels is probably even better, though. Archangels, blue buff. 1 and 2 will probably go on Yasuo. So anyways, I sat in the sun, meditated, took in the sunlight, to wake up, and then came back inside. Made sure I brought my water with me outside or whatever, just to hydrate myself for the day. Took a shower. And after that shower, I stretched and put some Aquaphor on my lips because they're cracking. And just kind of like took care of myself, which I know kind of sounds like basic, but at the same time, oh, I bought one. Crap, so I don't get the rerolls. So what I need to do is not buy if I don't think that it's gonna like fit my comp, essentially. Meaning okay. Debate whether I buy stuff. Okay. So yeah. And then also I learned that there's like optimally the brain works in like 90-minute time blocks. So essentially like after you wake up for the first 2 hours, you shouldn't like do any like work or focus. You should just like take care of yourself, and then you can time your life in a sense. You can structure your time in 90-minute blocks of like focus and work, and then have like a 30-minute break, and then 90 minutes of work, and then a 30-minute break. And that will increase focus, and also kind of like telling yourself like, okay, whatever it is that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be doing that thing and only that thing for that time block. That's something that I've already understood with Iaido. Like, when you go to class, the class is roughly like an hour or more. We usually go a little longer just because we enjoy doing Iaido and there's no one waiting on us or whatever, so. I just realized that, like, obviously with more structure and management, your life is going to be more manageable, obviously. It's in the words. But I think for me, just having, like, this Yasuo was literally perfect. Don't take it! Let's go! I got it. I think I need Jeweled Gauntlet, and this can be either Archangels or blue buff. It's probably just blue buff. Because I'm already getting plenty of AP from Hand of Justice. But I could slam the Archangels now. Or I can sell the Vlad. It's fine. I'll probably replace Rakan with someone else later. Like the Ivern? I don't know. So yeah, anyways. Delaying caffeine intake till like an hour after you wake up at least. Because your adenosine and everything is like... It doesn't even start to kick in till like an hour after you wake up. Especially like if you get the sunlight and everything. Your body has like natural ways of increasing its energy levels and cortisol levels and adrenaline and like creating a more natural boost of energy before using like artificial, you know, whatever, like energy drinks. It's just going to be healthier overall, and it was nice. But yeah, I could talk about the book that I want to write too, because that's in the title. Last night I was working a little bit more with ChatGPT. It's been extremely helpful for writing the book, so tell me if you're interested in hearing about that. It's a non-fiction, like high epic fantasy anime type of story. I actually have like quite a lot that I've been able to like work through and create like some arcs already and characters and factions, and stuff. It's been interesting because I haven't really been the type of person to like be a creative for years. I haven't like made anything. So the story that I'm working on is like, it's kind of novel. Let's go. We're at 50 gold. Okay, hold on. We're at loot subscription. Nothing? Did everyone else get nothing as well? Can I watch this guy pick up this thing? Okay, yeah, it's nothing. It would have to be nothing in order for it to be fair. That's for sure. I noticed during yesterday's stream that my mood, and previous streams before, that like my mood was very off in a way that like I couldn't even discern really why or what. It kind of just frustrated me that I felt down. I felt like unfocused and somewhat tired even though it was in the middle of the day. And so I just wanted to fix that, but should I go Archangels? He seems to be doing fine. He probably needs attack speed, honestly. I might remove this tier. Item collector, your team gains health. For each unique item they're holding, your team gains bonus health, attack, damage, and ability power. Restart mission. No. Combat bandages, maybe. Keepers. Placebo. Find your center. Damage amp and max health. It's probably just placebo, just because like the middle location is a very bad place for Yasuo to be. He needs to be on the edge. Oof, he's dead. GG. Sad. Luke, you still here in chat, bro? You might be behind on time, that's fine. If you went back to get the context. I might turn that first part into a video. We'll see. I would like to do more like journalistic entries and stuff for like YouTube videos or whatever to like actually keep the majority of the audience actually like informed, because people don't really tune into the live streams. I wish they would, but at the same time people kind of want to do things on their own time, as well as like a live stream is not, it's not like structured in a way where people like know exactly what they're getting for a certain amount of time like a video would be, because the title and the length of the video is something you understand just by scrolling and seeing it. And so it's much easier to like commit like, yeah, I want to listen to this guy talk for 10 minutes or whatever. But like going to a live stream, you have no idea what the vibes are. You have no idea like all that shit. So I need to make more videos. That's kind of like one of my main things. I need to make more videos, but I also have to make time for myself to like focus on stretching and working out I have this modeling job. I have my other job. It was probably actually the crit glove, but it's fine. I can do like even shroud. Gargoyles isn't terrible. She already gets so much armor and magic resist though. These people are super great. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna create a separate team of Yasuos that will scale this way just for this fight. I'm very excited to keep writing my book. My book is... it's coming together. Much more than I ever thought it, like, could. But also in a faster track, in a faster way. Like, using ChatGPT, like, while I'm working at my job with Amazon, just delivering packages, I just have my headphones in, ChatGPT's there, just waiting for me to say something out loud, and I just say it. I just say what's on my mind, I explain it, I explain kind of like what I'm visualizing for a certain thing, and then it gives me suggestions, and it structures it, and it memorizes, and it's a whole fucking thing. Covalent Spark, Willbreaker, Demon Slayer, Jockshow the Protean, Rose Thorn. I think here it's probably Jockshow. But that's just because I don't have like a... Actually, we'll go Demon Slayer. And the reason why... Yasuo can hold this for now, and then I'll transfer it, and we'll go... Aphelios as a secondary carry. And if Aphelios can help melt the front line... Yasuo will be okay, but like... having a secondary carry is pretty necessary, so... Should it be Ashe as the other ranger? Probably. I'm like skeptical for like buying things to like save up these rerolls, because I have a decent amount of health. I should be able to hit, like, my Yasuo 3 decently easily. Okay. When it comes to these items, it's definitely Warmogs on the Sedge. Rage Blade. I guess I could do this. Wait, hold on. I think just blue buff and then Rage Blade. And for now, we'll just do that. Next turn I'll take it off. Radiant Relics, Anger Issues, Blossoming Lotus. I could go the Rage Blade on Aphelios. I'm very tempted to take Radiant Relics. Blossoming Lotus might actually be better because we have Hand of Justice. Meaning that giving his ability to crit here is very good. Okay, we're gonna reroll now for our team. Wonderful. Where am I needed? Where are you? Okay, that should be enough for now. Chaos will remake you. To be fair, yeah, I do need a better Legionnaire.
The dawn is coming.
To be honest, I think it's just Legionnaire. Like, if I can make a Legionnaire emblem on an Aphelios, that'd be really good. I don't have any anti-heal. Aphelios is gone. I will take this for the Rage Blade for Aphelios so we can actually cast. Demon Slayer plus Rage Blade on Aphelios seems pretty good. Decent amount of base stats as well. Okay, so I need to replace my team that I don't care about with Legionnaires, as well as Aphelios. There he is. Okay. This should be okay for now. I have another Yasuo, but that can be replaced with a Legionnaire like Kale. Raven, Ballista. Okay, cool. I didn't really watch the fight, so I don't know what happened, but that's okay.
Dawn is coming.
I mean, Dawnbringer's active just because we have Garen in. Is it Kale rather than Aphelios? Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just Legionnaire. We just play Legionnaire in this spot. Just because we have really good items for Kale. God damn it. I got destroyed. Once I hit 3 stars like Yasuo, I'll throw in this Callista. We'll be alright. Do I still have the Garen? I do. To be honest, it's probably just something like this. already have 2-star Sedge. Okay. Okay, these items are not good for Kale. I could do like Archangels. It's like my only option. She can just stack. I don't think Set is the correct brawler. It's probably just Gragas. Okay, so we'll need to find Gragas. Then we need 2-star Kale. Then we'll be good. Dink. Oh! Legionnaire Emblem. This is Legionnaire? Yeah. Legionnaire goes on... Someone. Spatula. Renewer Emblem. Assassin. Skirmisher. Dawnbringer. Well, it looks like we don't need... the Gragas. We could just do like Volibear or something. No, he's stunned. He got stunned. Sedge. There's so much CC in this fucking set, dude. It's insane. Oh, we need Aatrox. We're gonna have to reroll for Aatrox. If we hit 8 Legionnaire, I think we'll be okay. You got this, Kale. Oh, she kills the Gwen? Yeah, we're chilling. I don't know what to take, to be honest. It's probably just a redemption on like Sedge and put Sedge here so that she can heal Aurelia. Just want to make sure I leveled up enough to get him in. Okay, now we have 8 Legionnaire. We're chilling. Dude, that Vel'Koz destroys my team. Go, Draven! Let's go. Okay, maybe we should play this somewhat competitively and actually look at the fucking team and decide what we're doing here. We can do something like this. She can be here. Sedge will be here. Something like this. Because the assassins will come over here. These people will be here. Protect the Kale for a minute. Stop being stunned! Damn. It's either Yasuo scales or Kale scales. She runs pretty quickly. Do something like this. Have the slower ones still be next to Kale. Or I think I have an idea. Artifact. Talisman of Ascension. Growler's Claw. Trinity Force. It's probably just this. Boom. 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 And then the blue buff can go on someone else. And I'll put the Archangels on Yasuo. Damn. I didn't scout. The thresh hook. Thresh hook. Sedge. It's all good. Maybe I should have like let's see. Is like Saturn, copy, write, free. Cool. Let me make sure that stream can hear this. Stream can hear this. Alright. Okay. So we have some draconic units. Let's go. Okay. So I'm editing my sound design for my stream to make sure it sounds as good as I can make it. Huh, that's cool. Economics! Let's fucking go, dude. Holy shit. I have so many draconic units already. Let's fucking go. Alright. Everything sounds pretty okay, I think. There's a tiny hum. There we go. I don't hear the hum anymore, at least. But yeah. What about this? Is this high quality stuff? Or do I need to be right next to the mic? I crack myself up. Interesting. All right. From here. Might be something along the lines of making Ash semi-carry for a minute. I think everything sounds pretty good. The balance of everything. My voice definitely like overpowers whatever background sound there is. She has 5 hex range, so our front line could be like here. To draw them this way. I like Draconic a lot. It's pretty good. I wonder wonder if... Alright, my computer just lagged out like really hard for a minute. But I fixed it, I think. It's almost midnight for you? Damn. Bedge time. How's the balance of the audio? Like music and game sounds and... The audio's kind of OP. What do you mean? Like, in a good way? Like, if I were to talk over this fight, is it too, like, scrambly? Or is it pretty clear? Like, you can hear the fight and you can hear me at the same time. Rip John Bane? I don't even know who that is. John Bane. I don't find anything specific on this dude. Oh, it's the face of that dude. Oh, I see. The biggest PC gaming reviewer, podcaster, and journalist. Damn, I had no idea. And even when I looked it up, like, there was nothing. At least about, like, him specifically. Okay, I need to make tank items. You remember playing Dark Souls 2 and listening to his video announcing he has colon cancer. And he caught it late. Dang. Fucking Sag. Is my voice too quiet or too loud? If you had to say one or the other. Or is it Goldilocks? It's great? Okay, sick. Red buff? Maybe. I don't think it does AoE damage though, because if it did, I'd be more inclined. Bro. Okay, cool. And then a year after he was gone, he was goated. Well, I'll take your word for it. Rip. Ranger Crown, tiny but deadly new recruit. Okay, so you have to have Ranger Crown to get that. I could go Ash Carry, I guess. I'm not going to reroll this, just in case we get Prismatic again. Just because I don't want it to take away my options. Okay, so Ranger Crown, we can throw on a Cannoneer, I guess. Or... Actually, Heimerdinger should probably have Ranger Crown. That makes more sense to me. For now, though, we need a holder. So, we'll probably find one next round. He was also known as Total Biscuit. Well, that name rings some bells, but no specific bells, if that makes sense. He had an item named in League because there was a referral system and he blew all expectations. And they named several items after him. Wow. I really did not know a damn thing. Which items? Do you happen to know? Or I could just look it up. Which items in League were named after... Was it John Bane, you said? For now... We need tanks. Actually, Varus should hold red buff. Because Varus has like an AoE. Total Biscuit of Rejuvenation. Oh, that was a while ago. That was a thing in League before I started playing. I think they just changed it to... like health potions and stuff. Maybe I should have taken this. But what for? Nah, I'm fine. Okay. Goodbye. Hello. Maybe it'll be better to have like this. You guess it was just one, but there was a little drama because Riot didn't hold up their end to the deal fully because he kept breaking through the milestones. Everlasting Will. Interesting. I wonder if they're just a little older. What do I take here? Probably get 500% attack speed. Eternal Whisper could go onto the... Nah. We'll do this. And then we'll take... that off. Transfer over. Just for now. Tanks for fun. How's the audio, love? Is it too much, too little? In terms of like the background music and the game balance and my voice and everything? Good? Hell yeah. That's a lot of fucking gold. I'll take it. Good. Okay, good. I'm happy that I did a different morning routine today because it really has kind of changed my entire mood. I probably just need to replace the Soraka. I don't know, Italy. Might be better for now. What did I do? Okay. Well, I explained it at the beginning of the stream, but just for you, I'll say it all again. So, last night when you were asleep, I needed to do my face routine, but as I was on my phone, I saw an app called Imprint, and essentially it's like a very simplistic, summarized, like learning platform. So you can choose whatever subject you're interested in, like philosophy, psychology, productivity, leadership, whatever, and you just tap to go to the next screen where it's just like a small paragraph, and you just read that part, go to the next page, and then there's visuals and stuff. And essentially it was talking about productivity as like the daily short read. So I read it, and it was about a neuroscientist called Andrew Huberman, and this guy is somebody that I'm pretty familiar with. I've listened to his podcast before, and let me just make sure I'm getting it right. Augment. Okay. And then essentially what he says is like, first thing in the morning, you should get sun in your eyes. Go make sure that you like sit in the sunlight, take in the lumens and the lux, because that will pretty much like kickstart your body's natural systems. And obviously I knew that, like, and I've known it for years, but I haven't like put it into practice very much at all. So this morning I just threw on some clothes, walked out to, I'm going to turn off the ability for me to hear my own voice because it's like throwing me off. I was doing it for audio testing, but I don't think I can handle it anymore. Okay, so I went outside and just had my water and just got the sunshine. Hence the light turning on? Yeah, understandable. I kind of knew that that was the case, but like, I just wanted to set everything up right. Another thing that it says to do is like 3 times a week, just stand in the cold water in the shower for just like 60 seconds and maybe push it to 3 minutes if you can, kind of like the iCryo stuff, just to like shock your body into producing like the healthy hormones that it needs. It just, your body has many healthy natural ways. Maybe it's Draven in this spot. I could do Draven. Perhaps. We'll see. Anyways. Yeah, cold plunge, exactly. So I did that in the shower, and then I stretched after I got out of the shower and delayed my caffeine intake for 90 minutes after I woke up. And yeah, now I'm just more relaxed and awake at the same time. It's really nice, actually. Who do I need? What do I need? We'll just take the 5 cost. We just need to level up. Trying to throw in 6 ranger. To be honest, I probably need to make a Draconic Una ranger. Like the Zyra, rather than the Straven. Yeah, I just had a really good morning. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Okay, there's the 3-star set. He can have the Thieves' Gloves. I did a pretty bad job at explaining it just now, but like, you know. I had a very nice, very healthy morning, and it set me up for the rest of the day. And my Ash is dead. Well, thank you for coming into the stream, love. I appreciate it. I appreciate you a lot. There we go. Aphelios will help me carry, for sure. She's already 2-star. Cool. Need to find the auction. And in terms of itemization, I also need another tank item. So adaptive can work. Oh, here's the Heimer. Say goodbye to Udyr. Don't care about him at all. Take this off you. Heimerdinger has huge. We'll just do this for like anti-heal. And then we'll do adaptive helm on the Heimer, as well as Ranger Emblem on Heimer. Then Zyra can have the things, and then I'll have to position better. And then we'll be good to go. Something like this, I assume. Just have the bro. Sedge. Do I need to level to 10? Kind of. Not really though, because I have the Volibear. Okay, well there's the Ash 3. I really would like to have an auction. I'll take a Heimer too though. No auction. Sedge! Maybe I'll put Hand of Justice on the Heimer instead. Aphelios does so much damage. If I could get like an Infinity Edge here, that would be really nice. Legionnaire Emblem. Nightbringer Emblem. It's probably just Nightbringer to protect the Aphelios and then give them damage amp. And I could protect... Could put it on Galio. Then it gives him a huge % health shield. And I could put the Sunfire on Volibear. There's the auction. You can be like here. I guess Knight? Dawnbringer? There's no Dawnbringers. Sentinel. Is there a Knight Sentinel? No, that's exactly what Galio is. Okay. Well. We'll do this for now. My team's alright. She's 5 hex. Let him walk. Something like this will work. I guess I could put Sunfire on auction because he'll go around to the back line. Something like that. Let's just watch Ash's attack speed ramp up. Because that'll be satisfying. Boom. Max attack speed. So they just have max attack speed for a short amount of time. That's interesting. Sentinel Brawler. There's a Sentinel Renewer though. Or Rakan. So if I put Rakan in, Rakan would be a good Sunfire Cape holder as well. Well, there's a Rakan right there. Hextech Gunblade. Instead of the adaptive helm. Mainly because I really want the Heimerdinger to stay alive and to be able to get this cast off for the baby dragon, because that makes a huge difference. Cool. The closer I am to the webcam or the light source, the better. Gotta keep that in mind. Now I have to choose. It's probably just the tank, right? Or I don't know. If I didn't level up this Rakan, I would feel guilty if I lost this combat. So I went for it. Right. Okay. If there's another combat, I know how I should change things. I need to put adaptive helm on Galio. Shink. Shink. Oh, it's over. GG. That's a first, baby. Economics OP. Draconic OP. Too easy, baby. Too fucking easy. Bum, 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 bum. Probably shouldn't whistle. Probably sounds pretty badge on stream. Open the loot orbs because I can. Dude, I haven't played League in forever. Mainly because Yone is not as strong. Don't. I don't really plan on it. I mean, I love playing Yone. Like, he's very fun, but, like, League is just... It's toxic. Not that I really care. The toxicity doesn't really get to me, but it's just not. It's not it. Yeah. Okay. We'll say that. I'll take your word. I'll use your own words. I think it's technically wrong in this spot to not pick up the Hellions. I just don't want to play Hellion. I just don't want to. This isn't ranked anyway, so I can do what I want. Bro. Plus, dude, I would have had 4 Hellion. Whatever, dudes. Whatever, dude. Dawnbringer. Kind of have like a lot of 2 costs from nowhere. I have an Edge of Night that I could slam. Bro, stop giving me Hellion units. Build a Bud, Living Forge. I really like the idea of Living Forge. Let's fucking do it. Well, we have a Dawnbringer start. Silvermere Dawn, Light Shield Crest, Forbidden Idol, Rapid Fire Cannon. Rapid Fire Cannon. Shields have value converted to max health. Does anybody gain a shield? Not really. Wait. We'll just do rapid. Do it on the Kazakhs. It's not terrible. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. Put it like in the middle or something. That guy had like six units on his board though. Yeah, because he's at what cost? That makes so much more sense. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Could do this. Maybe he'll like go this way and stun if they're over there or something to help this man's out. We will see. We shall see. No, stop. Don't cast. Oh, let's go. They died somehow. I think it was the Soraka on my team. More Dawnbringers seems kind of okay. Yes, target the center. Let's go. Actually, don't I want to lose? I don't think so. Okay, I want this. I want the thing. Let's go. I get the thing. The needlessly large rod. That's what it's called. I keep forgetting the name. The AP stick. I'll just call it the AP stick. I've got a needlessly large rod, if you know what I'm saying. That's funny. I've only made that joke a million times, though, so, you know. Boom. Barely. Barely. Yeah, I need to secure this win. I could try to reroll here, but I would need 2 Kazakhs. I mean, if I hit another Gragas, it would be good. I hit a Nephelios. And some Varises. I could transition. It was a pretty lucky roll. Could go Yasuo carry from this spot. Yasuo, Aphelios. Yeah. I've got great Yasuo items. Nice. We have a Rage Blade. If only Jeweled Gauntlet was Infinity Edge. That's alright. Put JG on Syndra for now. Let's fucking go. Come on, cast. Let's go! Yes, dude. Easy. Brawler Crown, Pandora's. It's probably just Pandora's. What? How? How the fuck? Who the fuck takes Jeweled Gauntlet? That's my question. Like Diana, I guess? Like what? Damn. Okay. I wish... I frankly wish that Yasuo could hold like 4 items. Because I just have like everything for him. You know what I could do? Just re-rolled JG. Guinsoo's plus Rapid Fire plus Edge of Night on Yasuo will probably be the play. And I need tank items as well as like Infinity Edge for Aphelios. There's a Yasuo. I could use the Diana though for the Crit Glove. Do I need this? I don't even have the option. Okay, it's either Diana. It's Diana. And if it's not Diana, I'll just take the highest cost unit. I don't know. I can always reroll the item. I have Pandora's. Oh yeah, I have Living Forge as well. That's right. So I'm gonna get another artifact. Speaking of, fish bones could work. Prowlers. It's probably just fish bones. Hold on a second. Doubles holders attack range and causes each of their attacks to target a random enemy. I could make Yasuo an ADC. That's right, I even got another fucking radiant item. Absolution. We're just gonna let it reroll. Because I need like Infinity Edge or something. Maybe I'll let this Rage Blade also reroll. Cast! Let's go. Crest of Cinders. It's probably just Crest of Cinders. Yeah, this setup doesn't seem too bad. Wait, there's an Infinity Edge here. Okay, hold on a second. I don't need Rage Blade on the Aphelios when we have a bunch of attack speed already. He has 100% attack speed. He gets more attack speed with Ranger. He just needs his ability to hit like a motherfucking truck. That's pretty much it. Well, it hit like a fucking truck. I'll say that. Giant and Mighty, Redeemed Crown, Golden Egg. Could be Golden Egg. To be honest, I'm chilling. Crown Guard. Giant and Mighty also helps. Invested plus plus. To be honest, I think I'm winning out the game. We're going Golden Egg. We're going Golden Egg for the content. Okay. Yasuo goes here. Cool. He has no healing. Like, he has a little bit of healing with Legionnaire. I probably just need to put on, like, more Rangers and more Legionnaires and say fuck it to everything else. Ranger, like, get rid of you. I'd get rid of you. I would get rid of you. And let's just throw in the people that'll actually help. Like this. And then... Oh, that was the girl I needed. Fuck it, I'll put in Gallia. Too late. Well, shit. I'll have, like, Gallia as the main tank or something. Did you hear what Riven said? I feel like that's not something you want to disclose. In a game like this. I'm so immature. Fuck it. Highest cost unit.
Dissenters kneel before the light. Helpless fight, the hardened live. The helpless fight, the hardened live. No one escapes my bow.
Alright. I don't really know what to do here. I just need to keep winning. Let this egg hatch. I guess I just keep re-rolling, hit the Rel 2, hit the Phalios 2.
Right between the eyes.
Nice. We got a Rel out of an orb. I'll take it. Okay, we're one Yasuo away. Will Yasuo 3 really make the difference? I feel like his items are like... Oh, you're back? Hell yeah, dude. You missed my stories, man. But that's okay. Ooh, another artifact. Alright, what do we got? Death's Defiance. Mittens. Let's do Death's Defiance. Let's take... this. Put it on you. Legionnaire emblem. On her. Okay. We have to hit Yasuo 3 now. Oh, you're all good, dude. I just had like explain my morning routine and stuff that I did today, and then I was talking a bit about my book that I'm writing. But I can talk about it again if you're interested. It'd give me another opportunity to practice my speaking skills anyway, which is always good. Okay, I think the problem is that Yasuo starts model and book writer. Yeah. I also study the blade as well. Yep, true. Bro, this fucking Yasuo is sick. Oh! No shot. Stun him. Nice. Go Aphelios. You can win, right? I'm not dead, right? Oh, I'm on 1 HP. Oh! Dawnbringer Emblem won't help. Spellweaver won't help. Abomination won't help. I need... Legionnaire, I guess? Influencer as well, technically. With YouTuber. I'm not very popular or like accomplished with any of these things besides I guess Yido, but it's still a very niche thing. Boom. Boom. I guess he can walk up from here. He can be the focus, and then it'll be redirected to Rel, surely, after the Edge of Night goes off. And yeah. Hopefully this works, and then I can pop the golden egg and itemize the kale. Oh boy. Come on, Yasuo. Come on, Yasuo. Stop being stunned! Why is he stunned for fucking like 10 million years? Tell you about the book? Okay. So, I'm currently writing... putting together kind of the broad strokes of a epic fantasy novel. Oh, I got Tactician's Crown. Okay. We need... Cavalier. But a Cavalier that'll actually help. So just multiple Cavaliers. Who's the extra redeemed that we have? Oh, that's right. That makes sense. Give me more Cavaliers. I don't fucking know. Okay, hold on. I'm just in a very transitional part of the game. Hold up. There she is. Holy fuck, that took forever. Put the crown on Kale, because that seems appropriate. Okay, so I'm writing a epic fantasy novel about two boys, two twins. They don't really... Well, maybe the darker brother knows. They're kind of like yin and yang. So there's Shiro and Kuro. So Shiro is the main protagonist. He has white hair. He's like your Gojo type of character. And put them here. I think that works. I'll try to lure people away from Aphelios just so that he can destroy everyone. Okay, so in this world, at the beginning of the book, there's like sky islands, and there are the They're these like divine people who used to live in the Sky Islands. Kind of like Skyward Sword type of thing, I imagine. At least that's like the image that comes up in my brain hole. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little bit of... just a little bit of winning right now. I guess Ash can still have the Legionnaire emblem. And at the very beginning of the book, the Sky Islands fall. The reason why they fall is because there was a pact that the Sky Goddess had with the Outer God that gave her her power, that the apocalypse would come into fruition if her bloodline and like the powerful, like basically like immortal people of the Sky Islands ever merged with the mortal beings below on the surface of the earth, if their bloodlines ever crossed or whatever. And it turns out that her daughter, the princess, falls in love with this wandering Ronin type of dude who kind of just he lived in the mountains and he always wanted to figure out like what was going up in the clouds or whatever, because these Sky Islands are like almost in space. Like they're pretty fucking far away. The people up there can like breathe without oxygen. Like they're just like in these super high Sky Islands that are kind of like halfway like in outer space and halfway in like the top of the stratosphere or whatever. They live essentially in space. And so he was always interested in them and he would study them. Eventually he falls in love with the princess and they have twins. And all of this is up for revision. But these twins, Shiro and Kuro, are like two sides of the same coin. And when they're born, and I don't think like the pregnancy or the birth or anything are like as normal. Maybe it's a different type of situation where they're less born and more like created or something. I don't know. Because they're like demigods, because they're half mortal, half immortal. And essentially the goddess of the sky realm is also the Ashen King, who lives on what is like the inverse world. So if you think of like Stranger Things and you have like the world above and then the mirrored of the world below. So like if there's castles and stuff up here, there's a castle under here as well. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh no, I lose. Shit. It's alright, I'll take a third. It's alright. It wasn't the best game of all time, but it wasn't bad. And so essentially the story is that Shiro grows up orphaned, because pretty much everyone dies, at least who lived in the Sky Islands, because they all come crashing down. Nobody lives through that, which is kind of a plot hole. I need to think about the whole immortality part. Maybe it's just the Sky Goddess that's immortal, because she's the Ashen King as well. And the Ashen King essentially is like this guy who rules the underworld or the mirror world or whatever I want to call it. And once the apocalypse starts, the Ashen King has a curse that essentially enacts throughout the entire like overworld. And what happens is if people die or if they fall asleep, they will die, and basically their bodies will turn red hot and melt through the surface of the earth in like a ember like explosion, and just like melt all the way through and join the Ashen Army underneath in the mirror world. And then once this army is big enough or whatever, like certain commanders of the army and stuff will like crawl back up through the earth to then attack factions and stuff living above. So this is kind of like all prerequisite for like what's going on kind of like of the world itself. But the main story is about Kuro and Shiro. Shiro lives in the above world, in the surface, And Kudo gets taken by the Ashen King when he's born, and is born as a prince of the Ashen world. And so essentially, Kuro learns a completely different set of morals, a different philosophy, and Shiro grows up a little bit more optimistically, and their philosophies will clash. So not only when they eventually fight each other will they kind of like have epic fights and stuff, but they will have like different philosophies that they will essentially talk about. And each of them have like elemental types of powers that they use. Goodbye, view botting bot. Oh, I didn't mean to pin that. Why is that pinned? Stop this. Unpin. Unpin this message. I didn't mean to pin that. That's funny. So, anyways, Shiro is orphaned into this research facility. And, like, this is one of the very few safe havens that are left on the surface. Because imagine, like, these sky islands, like, fall and basically destroy shit and, like, create, like, volcanoes and stuff. That, like, the whole fucking surface of the earth is, like, pretty fucked up. It's as if meteors came down, you know what I mean? And so, this research facility has, like, a hub of, like, scientists and researchers and, like, medical experts and everything that are, like, trying to preserve humanity. But they learn, the main scientist dude, I need a name for him, I haven't thought it up yet. This main scientist dude experiments on Shiro. He knows that Shiro is immune to what they call like the madness or whatever, which is if they fall asleep or if they die, people burn through the earth and join the Ashen Army, right? So they're trying to figure out, how do we rest? How do we find a way to manage this madness that builds up because we can't go to sleep, but the madness also makes it so that you feel like you want to kill people. And a side effect of this madness is if you take a life, you actually become cleansed of this madness. You reset to 0. So psychopaths and people will start to like emerge, and so normal people will turn evil and start killing each other just to like relinquish themselves of this ailment, essentially. So the whole world is just under fucking chaos. So far so good. Do you have any like questions? I have a lot more of like things of the story, but I kind of just want to take like a break right here. That's like the background lore. Yeah. I mean, like the story's mainly about Shiro and Kudo. The story starts with the father and his life, and then him figuring out like how to get to the above world, and then his story with the princess up there and learning about these divine beings who they praise, like the sun. They praise like plasma and gravity. Like they use gravity as a means to hold their sky islands up. So these divine people have like the ability to manipulate plasma. You like it, but you don't understand how the goddess of the sky is also the king of the underworld. I think it's a curse. So something along the lines of like, if the mortal and immortal bloodlines ever converge, then the sky goddess will be banished to the underworld. And so for retribution against the mortals, as the Ashen King, they're kind of like a genderless thing. I use the word goddess and king to like be able to like explain kind of like the idea in my head, but I need to like really iron out the names later. Naming things isn't really my best skill set, but like creating a story and like lore and world building and like that sort of thing is what I'm super interested in, at least for now. But essentially, this goddess will turn into the Ashen King by the curse. The story, essentially, the bloodlines with like the mortals and the immortal beings that lived in the Sky Islands praised the sun. And so plasma and gravity are like one of the main properties of like the sun. And so they were able to harness the ability of gravity and plasma to like weld insanely strong and weird weapons that are like, if you know of like Game of Thrones, they have like Valyrian steel. It's like a very mystical, magical steel. So essentially, like, it's kind of like that, where they use the power of plasma to create unearthly weapons, armor, whatever. And Shiro is given the gift of this tanto that is made out of that material forged by plasma. And the tanto looks like a normal tanto, which is just like a Japanese knife, by the way, if you don't know what that word is. And he's born with it, but this tanto has the ability to grow alongside Shiro's strength. So the stronger Shiro becomes, not only in like fighting style, but also mental and like philosophical understanding, the blade length will grow. So eventually, when he's at his strongest, it'll be like an uchi katana, which is like slightly larger than a normal katana. And it basically grows with Shiro, and then he'll have an epic like sword. And the first event that it grows is actually in a tight spot where he's fighting against this psychopathic boy who's trying to like stab him with a poison syringe, and he barely is gonna miss the block, and the sword or the tanto grows a little bit just to barely help him. So the sword itself like helps him in a critical moment and introduces its ability to grow. And so I think it's really cool. There are so many tangents that I'm going on, I understand. There's like so many things about the story that I have to like include, but it's all coming at me, and like I just have like a million like plot lines and things, so forgive me. You should make like, how does she look like before and after she became the king? True. I could do that. I've used ChatGPT to actually create some images if you want to see. Let me think. Let me pull this up. So I use ChatGPT to create these images. So here's Shiro and Kuro fighting in battle. Let me change my thing. So yeah, here's like Shiro and Kuro, and this was made with ChatGPT. I think it's pretty fucking dope. So something I forgot to explain. Both of their fathers was a wind like bearer or whatever, kind of like Avatar, but not as cheesy, in the sense that like the wind is an element that through mastery you can like not necessarily control like balls of wind or whatever, but more like let the wind help move you quicker, so like you can fly and stuff, or at least Shiro can fly because he uses wind magic. Or not like I guess it's magic, whatever. He uses the wind to be able to move quicker, more precisely, as well as with flow, and also to like redirect his momentum, because the wind can be unpredictable, very fast gushes, or like a swirling whatever. And so he fights like the wind moves. And he'll learn essentially how to pay attention to not only his internal self, but the external air around him to feel what direction the wind is coming. And if he slices correctly with good edge alignment and timing, the wind will accelerate the cut for him. So he doesn't have to have like the raw strength. He can just kind of use the elements around him and the tempo of the world to fight. which I think is a pretty novel idea, at least in the exact way that I put it. But his Tanto that grows eventually into like a katana has the ability to harness lightning because it was forged from plasma, and lightning is plasma. So Shiro, with the ability to harness wind and plasma, basically becomes stronger when there's a storm brewing because there's more wind, there's lightning that he can harness as well with the sword, and so he essentially becomes like this storm fighter, which I think is pretty fucking dope. Kuro, on the other hand, has the ability to harness fire, and his body will be billowing kind of like smoke and like embers and whatever. Like he'll be made kind of like Nightbringer Yasuo. Let me look up Nightbringer Yasuo for a visual. This is what I imagine. Let's open in a new tab. This is what I imagine when I think of Kuro. He's this smoldering being who has the ability to harness fire because his bloodline gave him the ability to use plasma, but like the sun is like on fire. It's close enough for plot reasons, but rather than being able to harness the wind in this like mirror realm or underworld or whatever, there's not very much wind and there's no one there to teach him how to harness the wind. So he gets to harness more of the ability of using gravity. So that's why he can fly. He can kind of use gravity powers like telekinesis to move objects, to move the earth, to change gravitational properties of things, including himself, so he can become weightless and be able to fly. So both of them can fly and fight and whatever, but they have their own methodologies of doing that. So what do you think so far? Does it make sense? Kind of like who these people are and how like their bloodline introduces like the way they fight and whatever. Because I think like the divine immortal beings that they are kind of like give them their fighting styles as well as like elemental powers. Cool. Yeah. So Kuro's blade is also kind of like a magical blade. It's a shape-shifting blade. So it's made out of the same like ember material that he's made out of. So essentially it'll change from like a katana to like a half-handed greatsword, kind of like Viego's sword from League of Legends, or scimitar or whatever. Like it can change form, but he also can manage like how much he's burning and like how much smoke is coming off of his body. So if like Shiro, when he's fighting him, Shiro might have a hard time because like Kuro could make a smoke screen essentially, and if Shiro were to use his wind, he would just empower Kuro even more because the fire would just feed off of the wind as well. So they both get stronger depending on how strong each other are, because of like the way the elements kind of like interact with each other and stuff. And so there will be like a ton of different like elemental like fight scenes and stuff, kind of like Demon Slayer. If you've seen Demon Slayer, Demon Slayer isn't as intricate as I'm making this to be, but it's a lot of like, why do they fight one another? Well, for one, like they are rivals, so their goals are completely different. Shiro has hope and he believes that like the world can recover from the apocalypse. Kuro, growing up in the underworld, the Ashen King essentially tells him like, this is our goal, is to just destroy everything. It's doomed. Like the humans have no chance. Like it's only a matter of time before we destroy them, and then we may be able to like rule the overworld ourselves. And there's no place for mortals. Like immortals are the only ones who should exist, type of thing. And so Kuro's mission is to help basically lead the Ashen Army to victory and to destroy all of the very few remaining lives that exist in the overworld. And Shiro is going to defend them and also try to figure out a way to overcome the immense threat, as well as try to figure out how to cure the madness so that people can go back to normal. Eventually, Shiro will become strong enough at harnessing wind that he will be able to lift up the Sky Islands again, because he will essentially be able to have so much power that he'll, just by his sheer being, the Sky Islands will be able to float because he can control the wind and push them up, essentially, as well as he'll create like elevators of wind that like people can fly up to the Sky Islands and fly down. Like he'll rebuild the world and like cure the world essentially. What's stopping them from going there? Power. So Kuro will find the right timing, as well as like other Ashen commanders. There's other antagonists and stuff too. Like Kuro's not the only one. Eventually these two will team up to fight the Ashen King after Shiro basically explains to Kuro, like, look, this is worth fighting for. It's not over. Their mother blessed both of them before she died, and essentially this blessing will save each of their lives once, and they will go through an ascension rebirth, kind of like Melania from Elden Ring, to where Kuro will form like a black hole and then be reborn with tattoos and stuff. And he will be even stronger. But this blessing of love, when Kuro goes through that after initially like dying by the hands of Shiro, will learn that like love can be a force for good in life, and that it is possible that the people who are just living mortal lives through love and whatever like deserve to exist. Like I'll have to like iron out the kinks, but that's kind of like the broad themes. Wouldn't the king just go there by herself to kill those few remaining humans? So I think the curse is that she's banished to the underworld, so she cannot go up, but she can summon Ashen soldiers with the deaths of all those mortals that have joined the Ashen army, and she can send them to the surface. And so she can send commanders who will lead those armies to the surface. And what they look like is this. So they're essentially embered beings that kind of like exist in this constantly burning, smoldering place, and they're made of ash. And so they can't be fought with normal means. Like, if you were to slice a sword through them, sure, you're slicing a sword through them, but they're made of ash. So the way to defend yourself would have to be with, like, elemental powers. You have to, like, put the fire out, because as long as the fire is smoldering, they will continue to fight. So it's a different take on, like, zombies, if that makes sense. Yeah. There is another faction on the surface of the world called the Crimson Reapers. They are a nihilistic set of peoples that harvest blood. They will smelt the blood and the iron from the blood, and they're going to need a lot of it in order to create their weapons and stuff. But they essentially make their weapons and armor out of blood. So everything here, like, was iron that they themselves, like, hung people on hooks and drained them to, like, put it in a forge and created blood metal, whatever. And they're just consumed by the madness. They just use it to their advantage to kill people, and they're just like a crazy faction or whatever. Okay, but if she can't go up there, why would she want to take over the upper world? So it's retaliation, because the mortals merged with her bloodline that then cursed her down to the underworld. So she wants retaliation. She wants revenge. She wants to destroy all of the mortals. And then if she thinks that all the mortals will be destroyed... Yep, because in that world, iron from blood is the most pure form of iron. Yeah, something like that. pretty much. But these guys are brutal and awesome, and they're mortals that just they want anarchy. They're the crazy whatevers. So I don't have any other images, but I could ask ChatGPT to make some images for me about the other stuff that I've been working with it to create. There will be a psychopathic boy, kind of like the Joker-ish, who taught Shiro to be a good guy. This is actually really important. Shiro has multiple mentors. So the scientist that actually studies him and like has him as a lab rat for the beginning of his life kind of is like his only father figure that he knows. But his daughter, who is not too much older than Shiro, like 6 years older than Shiro, actually kind of has like this lightly flirtatious, almost maternal relationship with Shiro because she feels bad for him. So she will teach him how science works, how the world works, morals and stuff. And then eventually, once they figure out like that Shiro is, even though he's like this immortal kid who has no problem dealing with madness, he's basically immune to it, they'll let him out into like the safe haven and he can become one of the residents there. So he'll go to classes and stuff, and essentially like the people that raise him are like the scientist and the scientist's daughter. So initially they're like the people who would teach him about how the world works and stuff. And he won't be aware of his powers for a while. Like he knows he's special. He knows that like he's immune to this thing that everyone else is suffering from, but he will he's kind of like the test subject because they're trying to figure out what's so special about Shiro that maybe they could learn to help other people in that research facility to be immune from the madness or cure them or whatever. Will he take it up easily, or will he struggle to adopt the good side? I think Shiro kind of naturally takes it because it's what they grow up in, essentially. Because Kuro will grow up in the underworld, being told by the Ashen King that war and revenge is the only thing that matters. It's already over for the mortals. Why are they even trying to survive? Whatever. And then Shiro knows that maybe it's like he kind of has this mystery of like, well, if I'm immune from this madness stuff, maybe it's possible to teach something or take something from his blood or something. I haven't really like figured that part out yet, but essentially if he's immune, maybe the rest could be immune. I don't know if I'm just going to go down the line of like they can't be because he's immortal, half immortal, demigod, whatever, and that's the reason why he's immune to the madness, but he doesn't know that. That's the kind of the whole point, is he is unaware. And so it's less about like having like an actual good resolution, more of like playing the mystery. And I might not even tell the reader this. So like telling you guys this feels kind of interesting because it won't be the same type of storytelling that I'll go along when I'm telling the story and the events of the story. A lot of these existential things, like the fact that he's a demigod at all, and the fact that Kuro and him are even related, and the fact that like Kuro even exists or the Ashen King even exists, might not happen for the first book. And that's mainly because, or like the second book or whatever, like it depends what story I'm going to write in, where these facts about the world that I've explained to you guys might not be revealed until certain key plot points. And so it will be a mystery to Shiro, it will be a mystery to the reader, and that's why the reader would be engaged. Because if I just laid out everything, full stop, with just like all of the stuff, there's not a lot of mystery. And so the reader doesn't have a lot of reason to read it. But if it's like a murder mystery, which it will be at first, because people kind of like figured out that through meditation they can kind of quell the madness, and as long as they rest and they use like certain drugs and stuff, they can stave off the madness without needing to sleep. And so they're like barely surviving, even though they're kind of like tired all the time. But then slowly people will start dying, but they don't know why, because they thought everything was fine. And it turns out this psychopathic boy has like an extreme case of like ADHD, and he just can't focus. And so the madness succumbs him, and the murderous tendencies start to play in, and he starts experimenting on like killing animals and stuff like a psychopath normally does. And then he ends up killing the scientist, the main dude of the research facility, and Shiro ends up finding this boy, and this boy and him will have a fight. And so the boy will try to kill Shiro, and Shiro will fight him with his boken at first, because he fights with like a wooden practice sword. In his downtime, he'll just be like practicing against a target dummy or something. He won't really like have a martial arts teacher, but he'll be learning how to fight, because the people are like, look, we don't live in a prosperous, peaceful world anymore. It's an apocalypse out there. If we're gonna survive, we're gonna have to learn how to fight. So they'll probably be training as well. But essentially, Shiro will end up doing a counter move, because Shiro doesn't want to kill anyone. Like, he's been told like death is like the worst thing, it's the most scary thing. Obviously, be a good person, you don't want to kill people, and he doesn't succumb from the madness at all, so he has no reason to want to kill anyone. So he will do a counter move where he makes the psychopathic boy stab himself with the syringe, and the boy will then die, burn through the earth, and join the Ashen Army, where then the Ashen King will make that psychopathic boy one of the generals, and then the psychopathic boy will lead part of the Ashen Army back up through the crust of the earth and actually kill and destroy the rest of the research facility later in the story. And Shiro will initially, after having killed this boy, will try to, he'll kind of like have a psychopathic break. Not psychopathic. What's the word? He'll have a psychotic break. He will have killed someone. He'll have caused someone's death. And so he's going to go out into the world in search of answers. And he will find a wandering sensei type guy who will teach him how to use the wind. Because this sensei is related to Shiro, but Shiro doesn't know that. They're called Stormbringers. They find a way to be able to harness the wind. And so he'll teach Shiro. I have some of images of them training, but none of them are really all that good. Let's see, story. I think is the last thing I did on this, kind of. Yeah. Like, I tried to create an image of them training, but it's, you know, there's kinks to work out, because he's holding this staff all weird and whatever. Making images with ChatGPT is cool, but sometimes doesn't work out, and you have to like refine it with a bunch of whatevers. But can people be recovered from the Ashen Army? I don't think so, because it's enabled through death. So they've died in order to become the Ashen Army, and I think the only way the Ashen Army, like, people get defeated is essentially Shiro's one of the only people, as well as like the Stormbringer or whatever, because they can put out the fire with their wind or whatever. Can people go there who cause trouble down there? No. So I don't think anyone can go down there, because it's so deep in the Earth's crust, it's so hot that any normal person would just die. Maybe Shiro can go down there because he's immortal, but everyone else could not. By dying and sleeping? Yeah, so they join the Ashen Army when they die. That's the whole point. Is like, whenever anyone on the surface dies, they literally turn hot with embers and burn through the crust of the earth to go down and join the Ashen Army. And they're pretty much zombies. Like, they don't really have as much of their personality left. Like, they have a little bit, but they're essentially just a zombie. Does he forget everything? I think that his motivations will still be like ones of revenge. I think that when you die, whatever motivations that you had, or like regrets, or whatever, kind of will stick with you and drive you for evil. So any negative emotions that you were feeling when you died will just become your entire motivation as a soldier. And so it doesn't even matter. You'll just want to kill. And you succumb to the madness because you've died. And essentially, like, sleeping or dying is like the kiss of madness that essentially is trying to lure you in to join this army. And then once you're a part of the army, you're just consumed by your need to kill. It's a driving force for the idea that death is even worse than death, because you're then going to cause the death of others, and it's going to be like a snowball effect. So Shiro will essentially have to 1v1 million this army with multiple battles and whatever. I am debating like introducing more, like if a saint dies and doesn't become a great Ashen soldier, maybe they're very weak. Yeah, probably. The more pure the soul, the probably less strong the person is as a Ashen soldier. That would make sense. So like this psychopathic boy is going to be a very strong like general once he joins the Ashen army, and then his motivations to like kill people, especially in the research facility, is the reason why like he'll be summoned to lead that army to then attack the research facility. Once Shiro goes on his adventure, or his initial like okay, let me set this up. So when Shiro kills the psychopathic boy, he'll have a psychotic break and he'll want to search for answers, and the research will kind of come to a standstill to where not a lot of breakthroughs are happening at all. They don't know really what to do. This main scientist dude who had like most of the information kind of died. Like his journal and stuff is there and all of the stuff that he like was studying with, but he's dead. And the daughter is only like 20 at this point or whatever, and Shiro's probably like 14 or something. And so Shiro's like, well, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna explore the outside world and just wander because I've lost a sense of purpose. And so he's gonna look out for a sense of purpose. So he's gonna wander, find that sensei guy I was talking about, and then he'll end up fighting the Crimson Reapers at some point and learning like, oh shit, like I can't fight them even with my newfound wind powers. And so he'll eventually learn that, oh, I can actually harness the power of like lightning as well and use that to basically cut through the armor, because the sword will glow white hot with like the power of plasma and lightning, and he can strike down and kill the people in metal armor. And he'll fight them, and then after his fight with them, he'll want to return to the research facility with his newfound like elemental powers to go show off to the scientist's daughter or whatever, because he had a close relationship with her. And when he comes back, the entire research facility will mostly be destroyed, and like there's a few survivors left, and the Ashen army is trying to like finish off the last few people. And so Shiro basically goes berserk because he has a lot of newfound power, but he also has some emotional maturity that he hasn't been able to like really control yet. And so he'll just basically collateral damage, destroy everything after he finds out that especially like the scientist's daughter is dead. And so he'll have no friends left alive, and he will go into a rage and destroy the rest of the Ashen army that is destroying everyone. And the whole research facility, the whole Ashen army that was there, everyone will be dead. And they'll have just no one. And he'll fall and start to question everything, his morals, his philosophy of like whatever. And maybe Kuro and him have had like an encounter of some level before he comes back. And so Kuro will tell Shiro like, look dude, it's pointless and it's over and there's no point of going on. Like essentially it's doomed, humanity's fucked, like the Ashen army will destroy everyone, and that might plant a seed in Shiro's head to where he now has to confront like the possibility that maybe it is all pointless. Maybe everyone will fucking die, and this event will really kind of like pull that into like a real possibility, because now all of his friends are dead except for like the wandering Stormbringer guy. But yeah, and then I need to write more from there, but those are like the main things that go on in the story for now. I don't know that I'm missing very much besides kind of like the small moments of like training and learning how to harness the wind and how to fight and stuff like that he'll do with that wandering sensei or whatever. But yeah, so far I think the story's kind of coming together. It's a bit rambly and tangent filled, but I have a lot of this written down in my Discord server under the notes in the writing category, which I've made private just for myself for now, but I have quite a bit written down, as well as like ChatGPT and whatever. So, and then I have like the images or whatever, and then I'm starting to like write a little bit of like what the prologue is. How long did it take to write all this? So there's like 2 days I was working at Amazon, and pretty much for the vast majority of those work days I was talking to ChatGPT in my headphones and just like explaining what I was thinking, and then it helped me like come up with some ideas and structure and stuff. And then I essentially just asked it like, hey, what's the story so far? Can you tell me what the arcs are? Can we like rename some of these arcs or whatever? So like the Forged in Blood arc is the arc where Shiro fights the Crimson Reapers, stuff like that. Fall of the Ether. The people, the divine people above are called the Etherians because they live in the ether, and it's kind of like Aryan, which I resonate with as a blonde, blue-eyed boy. It's also kind of like Targaryen-ish. So, and so the literal ether, the Sky Islands will fall. So that's the name of like the prologue. But yeah, this is kind of like a default kind of like chat GPT response for this paragraph here, but yeah, I'm gonna use the restroom. Let me know if you have any more questions or if you're interested in more of the story. Yeah. Here, I'll move this over here so you can see the boyos. All right. Doesn't look like you guys have any questions, so I'll probably just go back to playing TFT, which is totally fine with me.
But yeah, I'm totally open to still talking about it or whatever. All right. If we survive to 6-1, we'll get a pot of gold. Should I make a YouTube video about my story? You also tried to write a story like 6 years ago. Didn't go far, but you like the idea of working on it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm afraid of. Just the just like how cool this idea is, and that it might just like be forgotten about or whatever. So I'm hoping to like actually make it into a thing. And ChatGPT makes it pretty easy, to be fair. Sentinel and Redeemed look very similar. You can't grind creative work, you burn out quickly. Well, for me at least, ChatGPT like makes it so easy. Like I just sit and talk like I have with you guys, and then it just works with me to do stuff. Even when you do game dev, you could spend 4 days writing a collision system for the bullet of your tower defense game. When it was time to design the towers, you can't. You get bored out of your mind. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, Unleash the Beast? Unleash the Beast. I have potentially another Sterix gauge. For who? I do not know. I'm worried about getting bored as well, but at the very least, I can write. So, like, if I were to get burnt out or whatever, like, I can just talk about what I'm thinking about, and then ask ChatGPT to like give me ideas, and then that usually sparks whatever, and then I just go down a certain tangent. Yeah, fizzling, burnout, and everything. It's not ideal at all. Kind of want to go like Aatrox. Maybe I can go like Morello and Varus. Go like Bloodthirster, Titans on Aatrox. Probably should have swapped places with them. Yeah. Is there like a certain theme or arc or like character or something that you guys are like interested in from my story the most? Your story started out with two kids, brother and sister, who lived at a village. Their parents died. The boy worked as a lumberjack, and they grew up to go visit the capital. The boy ends up becoming a warrior, and the girl a scientist, kind of like a Hunter x Hunter adventure. Nice, dude. That sounds kind of similar to the stuff that I was saying, but not in a bad way at all. I guess I'm just going like Aatrox carry. I think Aatrox would be fun. I really like scientific stuff, as you do. That's why there's like scientists in mine. And the whole research facility and everything. What else? Kind of like obviously the warrior or whatever. Anime is such a influencing force for the story, but not a bad thing. I just have to worry about like how much I'm drawing inspiration from stuff, or how close it is that people might call it like plagiarism. But I think it's different enough. It draws inspiration from so many different things that like, sure, it's similar, but I think it's unique enough in its own right. Is it the Aatrox here? I think it is. Because we have to go Titans eventually anyway. Boom. Already two 2-star Aatroxes. Agenite isn't terrible, but it's not great either. I'd rather just raw strength. Superpowers. The boy basically ends up developing extreme super strength and speed. Crazy big monsters in the wild. Towards the end of the story, the entire world almost gets annihilated by a force of nature. Interesting. That sounds like it could be like a decent prologue for like my story in a way, where like that boy could be like the father of Shiro and Kuro or something, and then maybe that girl is like the research scientist's daughter or something. From my story, you'd like some good-ass character development, tough choices, personal struggles, lessons, personal growth, plot twists. Yeah, that's pretty much what it's about mostly, as well as like philosophy. Because the Shiro will try to protect and try to make good decisions. He'll try to protect people, but they'll end up dying because of his decisions, but also just because of how cruel the world is. So he has to fight the idea that like the world is cruel, and he doesn't want to give in to nihilism. He doesn't want to give in to like pessimism. But at the same time, like he's trying to save those who he loves. And when like early in the Forged from Blood arc, there will be a family of farmers or whatever that are living off of their livestock and stuff still, but they'll end up becoming hanged and drained for blood for the armor for the Crimson Reapers. And Shiro couldn't protect them. So that'll be one of the things. But yeah. Dude, I am just naturaling this Aatrox. I haven't rerolled once. I have 7 copies. Maybe I'll hit Varus 3 as well. Bro, I don't need another snare. Ugh. Sterix on Riven, maybe? For Kuro, his character development will essentially like come from a place where he thought that like he was just being used, and basically his identity was decided from the Ashen King and like their plot to just destroy humanity. That essentially Kuro never had the ability to live the life that he wanted, or a life that he even chose. And Shiro will show him like, look, like we can fight for what is left, the small glimpse of hope, the small ideation that we have of this realm, as well as like love does exist, and he proves it because he kills Kuro, and Kuro gets protected by that blessing and that rebirth that the mother Legionnaire Infinity Edge. We're just invested. It's probably just invested here. Yeah, and then Kuro will end up joining Shiro, even though he's been trying to convince Shiro that it's all pointless. Let's see. So like character development, character arcs and stuff is definitely a part of it. I don't want to have it be like one note or whatever. I think that there will be multiple times where Shiro loses his shit and starts going against his moral code and being more reckless, and ends up doing even more harm. But he'll also attract very powerful people as well that may want to influence him, like that Stormbringer guy, the sensei that he finds. The sensei might not be as pure of a person, to put it in a way, I guess.
Care to dance? Rouse thyself for combat.
Maybe the sensei is just driven. Well, I don't know. I kind of think of him as a more pure person who kind of has more of a philosophy of like, live and let live. Why do you care so much? Controlling your fate is a lot harder than just following the path and following the kind of like flow that life is on, with or without you. It's easier to kind of just go along with it type of thing. So he'll be more of like a calm character, something like that, I assume. Scientists and the research people will be kind of strict-ish. They'll be a little bit more grounded, a little bit more like logical. Try to like create technology and stuff. So I don't know what that has to do with like character arcs, but Just thinking out loud. Bro. There's one. Give me another. Hey, let's go. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, it's working. I just need a bow now, and he'll be perfect. Unless I get Titan's Resolve from this. Oh, I got a fucking Sterix Mega Shield, though. Which, with this augment, is really fucking good. Wait, that's not what I meant. Meant to take that off. I could give it to the Riven. Put her on the board. Put Sterix on another Legionnaire, like... I don't know. Guess the Draven is AD. Oh wait, I'm not supposed to spend that gold. I have invested! What am I doing? Fuck! Put it on Callista for now, I guess. %40 max health, 60% AD. Hell yeah. No, don't spend it, Hayden, you dumb idiot. The plot twists will essentially serve as like as I'm telling the story initially, you will think of certain people as like more favorable or good than they'll turn out to not be. So like the divine people above, you're like, oh, this is awesome that they're like, you know, typical good people. They what's the word? Sentinel Knight. Yeah, kind of just need to level. Oh fuck, that's right. I have invested. Stop spending gold. Above 80. You need to save up for your rerolls. Dude, this Aatrox is fucking epic. Radiant Relics, possibly. Freaky Friday. No, I could have gone Freaky Friday on the carry. No. Blossoming Lotus. It's just Blossoming Lotus. Because now Aatrox can crit. So all of that AD that he will get can actually crit. Hell yeah. Well, thanks for listening to my story, guys. I appreciate it. Zam. I thought he'd do better than this. To be fair. Can Aatrox 1v9? I think he can. Yeah, for sure. He's fine. Why is his crit chance so low? Or his crit strike damage so low? It's at 130? Is everyone's at 130? No, it's just his is at 130? Why? What? No, he took the bow.
The dawn is coming.
I have 15 rerolls. I wonder who I'll be rerolling. I guess. What's her face? Kale? Could reroll Kale. Could go Infinity Edge here for Callista. Yeah, Spirit Shojin. Cool. Who did I throw in? I'm not sure. Okay. Well. Dude, cast, you son of a bitch. Oh. Just like, that kind of sounded like the, that one Trump fucking sentence that he just, his brain just fucking was destroyed. He's just like, yeah, but you, oh. Fuck that guy. Gimme Kale. Hey. I have 6 redeemed. I think I need to level up one more time. Man, if Trump wins, yeah, it's all over. It's fucking Jover. That'd be some crazy shit. True. It would be the end of the American experiment. Am I dead here? I'm dead here. Unless Kale can win. No. Alkalista. I'm dead. Fuck, if I had killed one more unit. You can't imagine how Kamala could do worse than Hillary. Yeah, me neither. To be honest, I don't even understand any of the fucking arguments against Kamala at all. None of them track. At all. People keep fucking saying, like, she's been in office for 3.5 years. Why hasn't she done any of this? She's the fucking vice president. Have you taken a civics class in high school? Do you understand how the vice presidential roles, like, even work? Like, they basically don't do anything. As well as the idea that, oh, we should just create a president who will just use executive power to just change the government and change the entire fucking thing is like insane. That's just authoritarian as fuck. You just want fascism. It's very simple. Though she doesn't have Obama's charisma and sometimes yaps, but perfection is not what we're asking for. Like, Obama was too good to be true. We're not asking for too good to be true. We're just asking for a better future. Compared to Hillary, dude, like, Kamala is everything that Hillary wasn't. They're still extremely similar, but, like, Trump will be in the background commandeering the Republican Party. Well, yeah, I mean, with the way... Well, I don't know if he has as much sway. Because, I mean, he's a fucking liar, so who knows? But he claims that he won't be running again for 2028. If he loses this one. But at the same time, the reason why he, like, shot down the bill for the immigration was because he wanted to use it as a run. He wants to use it as a problem for his campaign. Like, immigration is one of the stereotypical Republican talking points. He won't have with the politicians, but to prevent the party from splitting and appeasing his fans, he will have influence. I mean, what I think is more along the lines of abomination. I guess that makes sense. I don't know what the Republican Party is gonna even fucking look like, because everyone who is like a MAGA Republican
just they'll have to find a new cult leader to follow. Like what else would you even be able to do? Forgotten. Kind of want to go Forgotten in this spot. We'll see. Good thing is that nobody like Trump can happen again. He's a once in a millennium person. You say that. We all hope it. But I swear to God. Alright. Dawnbringer Crest or Learning to Spell? If we go Dawnbringer Crest, it's a very simple game. Straightforward. If we go Learning to Spell, it's a little bit more... whatever. It's the perfect combination of narcissism, stupidity, and the charisma of timing. True. But I can't sell. What the fuck? I think it's just Learning to Spell. Oh, I hit Death Approaches though. I hit Death Approaches. Obsidian Cleaver, the Eternal Flame, Aegis of the Legion, Moonstone Renewer. It's probably just Aegis of the Legion. I could make 10. Yeah, making 10 is probably the right play. When it comes to Trump, the thing that is the issue is less the person and more the American people. Because the fact that they are so tied to him in a... Does that work? No, it doesn't. It has to be like here. The fact that they are even capable of following a type of person like that, to have the cognitive dissonance, the stupidity, that is the main issue. Once Trump is gone, people will converge back to reality over time. I want to say that's true. I guess that's kind of like the thing, the whole theme is like, I've lost a lot of hope. I've lost a lot of optimism and trust in people. And I just genuinely don't know if that's really going to happen. What would need to happen is the Republican Party, the politicians, would have to regress away from Trump, make it known, declare intention. That's kind of the only way I see it happening, to be honest. Like, the Republican Party themselves would have to be like, now that Trump's gone, like, hopefully Trump dies. Not of an assassination or political whatever, but just of old age. He's fucking old. And then... the new Republicans that take his place can just be like, we are taking back what the Republican Party used to stand for, and we, like, they would have to vow against, like, the Trump and stuff if they were to ever recover. So many of the Republican leaders know it's BS, but go along with it anyway because it's rewarding. Yeah, that's the problem, is so many people are focused on gaining power
that they care less about actually doing the right thing. They just want power, they want legacy, and it can be as simple as that among the many other reasons why they could want anything. And it's just sad. User settings, streamer mode, enable. I want democracy to continue. I want the future for my child and everyone else's children to be one of opportunity. And I don't want an authoritarian fascist regime to take over the country. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Which is a crazy thing to even have to say, I feel like. Like, nobody should have to feel like they have to say something like that as like, oh, this is your political stance. That was all of our political stances as Americans. But now it's not. We're questioning even the idea of democracy. Like, sure, question it. Ask questions, but we still don't have an answer that's better than democracy. Don't get me wrong, I hate the fact that so many of these idiots who follow Donald Trump think the way they do, but I don't think it's right or righteous to silence people. I think it's just that free speech should be able to work itself out in a sense. It seems that it works mostly, but at the same time, like, the fact that so many people follow somebody like Donald Trump kind of gives proof that maybe it's not working as well as we would hope it would. That just seems like the cruel reality of what's going on. But I don't know. I kind of want to just move to Japan anyway, so whatever. Might not be the best idea though, depending on how things are going. We'll see. I indeed did not get the components I was looking for. Giant and Mighty Spellcaster's Toolbox. Tiny but deadly. It could be spellcasters. But I've already got the spellcasters stuff going. Is it giant and mighty or tiny but deadly? I feel like the tempo of the fight might go better, but giant and mighty just seems better overall because the tanks, if the tanks can survive longer, they'll give more time for Thresh to ramp up. So I'll throw a Rage Blade on him. Well, dang. So you still live in Greece, right? I think. If I remember correctly. Yeah, your entire life? Okay. Yeah. Well. Makes it a little harder to explain, but most of the things are on the internet anyway. Maybe it's actually not that hard. No plans on leaving either? Oh yeah, dude. I'm glad you find happiness where you are. I do too. It's just, you know. Yeah, I think most of the world kind of feels that way, to be fair. Whoa, what a shop. Got the Draven already. I have no idea where to find good info for here, and there's so much corruption and bullshit going on, nobody knows anything. Yeah, that's how it seems for a decent number of countries. Bro, you took the fucking ride! What do you want from me? What do I even take? Let's go, like, Warmogs. I don't know how good I have it. I'm aware that other places are very corrupt. So I don't not know, but I also understand that I don't understand to the level that I should if I were to speak on them. All I know is kind of like the title, okay? So you're right. I don't know really what it's like, but I know of it. I'm not completely blind to it. Bro, I still haven't found another Thresh. What is going on? There we go. Finally, 2-star Thresh. It's a little late. Like the American patriotism and how seriously a lot of people of authority take their jobs. Far from perfect, but many other places have it a lot worse. Yeah. I've only really been learning about politics for like the last 2 years. So I haven't spent a lot of time. But obviously I'd start more domestically. I actually started with Japanese politics. But then slowly, as stuff started to happen in my country, it was impossible not to pay attention, so. Rascal Gloves, Runon's Tempest. Dude, none of these are all that good. Absolution, perhaps. Allies within 2 hexes. They gain durability. or absolution. Works well with giant and mighty as well, so not terrible, not amazing. I think the nature of the world at large is still pretty shitty. And I've always had like a negative outlook on... Well, I haven't always, but like as an adult, I've had a negative outlook on pretty much everything and everyone. Looking at it as a... Bro, pop off? Okay, 1-star Draven, no items. Go off, King. In general, the world doesn't seem to have as much order or purpose or reason behind what's going on in any way that I wanted initially, kind of like growing up, learning about the world. Bro, what are these items? I don't understand. Why was I created this way? Essentially. These items are terrible. Maybe I could go Titans on the Resh. He needs healing as well. Bonk. Bruh. No, attack this fish. Attack. Yes. Okay, I'm fine. I was way too tunnel visioned on that one unit. I was totally fine. Alright, give me item augments. You have my sword. 3's a crowd, duo Q. You have my bow, support golem. If I take, you have my bow. Fine. We'll go Titans Resolve. I still need... a needlessly large rod. Like my needlessly large rod. Ha 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 ha. Haven't made that joke before. Totally. Ever. Stupid. Yoink. Bro, the Jax is destroying everybody. Pain. Pain. Oh, that's a good shot. With all the forecasts I've seen, I still have not seen a Sejuani. I'm 2 Threshes off Thresh 3. I need a needlessly large rod for Rageblade, for Thresh, so he can actually cast. He has Shojin, which is fine. Wait, is that my girlfriend? Is my girl home? Hopefully. Hopefully it's not one of the roommates. Bink. I also would like to itemize Draven. Not Draven. Draven. Oh. Maybe it is. Oh. Hello, my love. Yeah. I could play the rest of this game on my phone. I kind of forgot that Yaito was. No, he took the rod. He took the rod. I needed that rod. Looks like stream's about to end, boys. I'll keep this bow just in case. Please give me. I need. I need my thresh. What's up? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I skipped over a Nautilus. Pain. Oh, let's go. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna hop on my phone and play this. I'm gonna end stream. It was fun talking about all the things. I will be on another time. Who knows? Monday, maybe. Maybe next Thursday and Friday.